Okay, so I'm starting this new channel. I'm calling it Graybeard because of different reasons. I've been reading comic books for quite some time. I want you to know that this is based off of the trailers that's come out and the comic books I've read in the past. I think what the trailer we've released so far, it's only had a couple of episodes, a couple clips. So I kind of want to base that off there. I'm going to make some predictions, top 10 style, and see what happens. We can, you guys can tell me if I'm doing well, and actually make fun of me as we watch the comics, watch the TV show. So this is on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Towards the end of the 80s, comic book sales started to just drop. They had all these cool, flashy, multi-cover gimmicks, holographic covers, all that stuff, all the shine had worn off. Me and along with a lot of other folks had kind of started getting bored with it. There was like 50 different Spider-Man, 16 different X-Men. It just got to be too much. You know, we had New Mutants, we had just everything. So, the gentleman who had basically taken Iron Man and put in Rhodey did the same thing with Captain America. He pulled Captain America out. Captain America had a disagreement with the government, and the government took the mantle of Captain America away from him. There was a guy who was, somebody's going to take over that mantle. So in this show, the questions are, or in the comic book, the question was, will it be Nuke? Nuke was a super soldier that was in Mandapore. He was represented in the Jessica Jones TV show. He might show up in this show. I doubt it. He might, but it won't be the same one as Jessica Jones, I think. So here we came into episode 333, and ultimately it was John Walker. John Walker was a puppet of the government that replaced Steve Rogers. And it worked. Same as James Rhodes replacing Tony Stark in Iron Man, and Beta Ray Bill replacing Thor. Then later on, Thunder with the cool cover replacing Thor. So that all led to higher comic book sales, and I think I'm going to make predictions based on what I read, the arcs of the times of Bucky, also known as Nomad or Winter Soldier, Sam, Falcon, and John, who was both called, before Captain America, he was called the Super Patriot, and then after he was Captain America, he was called U.S. Agent. So, here we go. Spoiler warning. Back out now. Nothing I'm saying here is a leak. I've got nothing to do with any studio. Heck, I've never been paid for having a gray beard, although I do have a gray beard. Even though this information is, some of it's up to 50 years old, some of y'all might not have read it. And it could spoil your show. So if you're the type that gets upset about that kind of thing, back out now. Or back out later, or you might be crying. If you want to cry, go ahead and comment below, and I'll try not to make fun of you. So, one of the things that keeps showing on these flashbacks or on these trailers is a psychologist. I think this psychologist is talking to these two guys because it's mandated. I think these two guys didn't sign the Sacovia Accords, and so now the government is running them. I think this is going to end up being some kind of a buddy crime show, kind of like any of those cop shows where, you know, we have the stoic one and the funny one. So we have Winter Soldier and we have Falcon as being the funny one. But I think ultimately this is so that these two guys, one of these two guys, can call themselves Captain America. So I think the only reason they're working with the government is to get that chance. I think the first episode, Sam will give his shield to the government, and I think he'll come to regret that. All right, so that's the first, my first prediction. Number two, because every Marvel show is gearing up for the future, they're not just a show to be a show. WandaVision was gearing up for Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. I think that's the same thing will happen here. In this case, I think we're gearing up for a couple of shows, but the number one show I think we're gearing up for is Thunderbolts. I expect to see a lot of Zemo in this show, and I think he will try to control Bucky like he did in the Captain America movie, and I think he'll fail because the Wakandans have fixed the issue with the keywords. And I also think with that, with the gearing up to the Thunderbolts, I think we'll see Songbird, and I think we'll see General Ross become the Red Hulk, probably at the end. I think we'll find that General Ross is the one pulling the strings, and so I think that's what we'll see. When they said that the big three, the androids, aliens, and wizards, I think that's a big misdirect. So I think the power on this show will come from the super soldier serum or the attempt to recreate it. So I don't think we'll see the big three. No aliens, no androids, and no wizards. Oh, it went backwards. Androids, aliens, wizards, whatever. So we know at this time the three people in the MCU that have gotten the super soldier serum and have survived: Captain America, Bucky, and Red Skull. So I think we're going to see a bunch of super soldier knockoffs who have negative effects because they're trying to recreate this super soldier serum and they don't have the full thing there. I think number four, the super soldier that we will see, that we've seen before in the MCU, is Emil Blonsky. Emil is the guy that General Ross gave the super soldier serum to and turned him into the Abomination. Abomination is a major bad guy with the Incredible Hulk. He was made differently in the comics, but in the MCU, he was created to fight. He was a soldier given a serum to fight against the Incredible Hulk. So I imagine y'all forgot that was even part of the MCU, but it is. It is about the same time Iron Man came out, the Incredible Hulk came out. Probably close to the middle of the series. So I think we're going to see a bunch of super soldiers. I think the guys will be fighting folks, and they don't know why they are strengthened up. So they're guessing at that point, saying maybe it's androids. I think most of the early parts of the show that we've seen have been from the first episode, but I think they're going to be guessing. Hey, was that androids, aliens, or magic users, wizards without hats? So number 5, boom. John will win the title of the Captain America. At some point, he's going to be given the newest rendition of the super soldier serum, and he will one up Falcon and Winter Soldier more. He will have signed the Sacovia Accords. He will not have been going against the government, and so he'll end up being a puppet of the government. I think he's going to be a soldier, and I think he's going to have PTSD or negative effects from that super soldier serum, and he's going to be like in the comic books, a little more out there. In the comics, he was kind of a bad guy. Then later, he was kind of a good guy. Think Guy Gardner, just like the Captain America, but with anger issues. So we should see that as well. So he's going to be more brutal. He's not going to be a bad guy, I think. I think he may have a bad guy arc, but I think he's going to be a semi-good guy, just with issues. Number 6, I think Zemo has plans to use the government's new Captain America. So I think John is going to have trouble. I think Captain America, John, will have trouble because Zemo will have implanted those same post-hypnotic things that Bucky has. I think he learned from that, and he's going to use that to control this Captain America. I also think in the end, he's going to screw up, and General Ross will have control of Zemo. And that's going to be the beginning of the Thunderbolts. So, and I think we'll see his cool purple mask at some point. I think another person who's going to be all this show, so number 7, I think Sharon Carter is going to be all over the show. I think Agent 13 is going to be a big thing here. And I think that Bucky is going to be the Captain America stand-in. They're going to have a love interest, so we're going to have this love triangle. I assume too that we're going to see Captain America, and he's going to give his blessing on this at some point. Captain America, old Cap. Number 7. This is kind of a leak. I heard from folks that Mandapore is going to be in the show. So, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if that's the case. But that's going to mean everybody's going to go, mutants. Yeah, they're going to be all over the place. Just like Pietro showing up, Fox's Pietro showing up in WandaVision caused everybody to go, the mutants are coming. It's not going to happen. We're going to get Mandapore. Everybody's going to think Wolverine. Everybody's going to think Tiger. Everybody's going to think Viper. We might get Viper, but more like towards the ninja side. We're going to see lots of ninjas from Mandapore. So we're going to see like either the Hand, or more likely the Akusa. And I think we're going to see Akusa because of what Hawkeye did. I think this series is going to, where WandaVision made their own world in a bubble. I think this series is going to show how the blip or the snapping changed the world. So I think we're going to see more of that. And when Hawkeye was going around hunting the Akusa, I think we're going to see what that caused. Power vacuums and people fighting. And that's what these guys are going to be used for. I don't think it'll be that. That won't be the first episode. We'll probably see that towards the middle of the show. So it's going to be in Mandapore. And if you read the comics, or even if you haven't, Wolverine's Patch is a big guy there in Mandapore. We won't see none of that. But what we will see is we might see Nuke. And like I said, lots and lots of ninjas. And the repercussions of Hawkeye hunting down the Akusa, and more than likely that's where the super soldiers are being made, because it's a place where there's not as many rules. All right, number 9. I think we're going to hear the story of Josiah X, and the story of how the original Patriot is going to be made. So in the comics, the doctor died that made Captain America, and then ultimately Captain America is frozen. So that was the end of the story for years. But later they retconned something, and it showed that black soldiers were basically experimented on. I think it was 300 soldiers, and out of the 300, like a handful lived, maybe 10. And Captain America at one point goes back and talks to those, and the one who ultimately survived was Isaiah Bradley, who had Josiah X, who then had Elijah Bradley. So I think we're going to see, maybe we'll see Isaiah Bradley from World War II. I doubt we'll see Josiah X from Vietnam, but I think we'll see Elijah Bradley, and I think he will help in the end. So the reason I think that is, just like they're setting up, I think this show is mostly setting up Thunderbolts or even Dark Avengers, but definitely through all these new MCU movies and TV shows, we're seeing the build up for the Young Avengers. So I think Patriot will show up. I doubt he'll be called Patriot at first, and I doubt he'll have any kind of superhero uniform at first. Maybe a mask of sorts to hide his identity. But basically, Patriot is Captain America, all the strength of Captain America, much younger. Think teenage Captain America. We already have Wicked and Speed. We have Tommy and Billy. I think we already have a new Hawkeye with Kate Bishop. And I think we have Stature with Ant-Man there. So I think we're going to end up having Elijah Bradley come through here, probably at the end of the show. Ultimately, this is number 10. So that was number 9. Here comes number 10, the last prediction. I think we're going to have Sam get the shield at the end, but I don't think he'll be a part of the government. I think both him and the Winter Soldier will walk away from this whole government program. I think where WandaVision ended up setting up Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and on a sad note, I think this show will end in a positive note. I think we'll be happy at the end of this show. All right. So those are my top 10 predictions. I think that's going to happen. I got tired of seeing all the folks totally miss the mark. Every week I'll make some kind of observation on the current show and see if any of these 10 come true. We'll check these suckers off. Come on, folks. There's not going to be any mutants. No mutants. Anybody says there's mutants, they're wrong. There's not going to be any androids. I guess you can kind of say that the Winter Soldier has a robotic arm, prosthetic arm, but that's not an android, okay? And no aliens. I'm saying there's no aliens, but we might see more Secret War aliens, Skrulls, kind of like the end of WandaVision. And definitely, absolutely no wizards. Okay, it's not the big three. It's gonna be Captain America, Super Soldier, Arama. What do you guys think? Tell me below. I'll read everything. I like to read everything. That's why I'm a graybeard. I've been reading things for years and years and years and years. I might be wasting my time. If I am, tell me. I don't care. But who cares? Let's have fun. Watch the show. Guess what's going to happen next? I'm only doing this because someone asked. This is your fault, so you better be listening to my insanity. Strap in. Next week, the Falcon and Winter Soldier show start, and we're going to be watching it. Like I said, we're going to make some predictions, and then we're going to talk about it. Thanks, guys.